and welcome to TeenTalk News, the show where we bring you real stories from the past as if they happened today. I am your anchor, Adeshino Anna. Today's breaking news comes from the small town of Bethlehem. And what is the big news? A child has been born, but not just any child. According to multiple eyewitnesses, this baby is different. He is said to be the promised savior of the world. We have gathered eyewitness reports, spoken with travelers, locals, and even some shepherds who were there that very night it happened. So stay with us as we take you straight into today's report. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that break. I am still your host, Adeshino Anna. News headlines. Roma's authorities called for a national census. A young couple, Joseph and Mary, traveled from Nazareth to Bethlehem with no place to stay. The woman gave birth in a stable. Local shepherds reported a shocking encounter with angelic beings. Eyewitness testimony confirms the child was found in a manger. Now the story. Our story begins with the Roman government demanded that everyone return to their hometowns to register. That law caused thousands of people to move across cities and towns. Among them was a young man named Joseph. He left Nazareth and traveled south to Bethlehem, taking his wife, Mary, with him. What made their trip unusual was that Mary was heavily pregnant. The journey was long and difficult, especially for someone in her condition, but they made it to Bethlehem, hoping to find a place to rest. Unfortunately, with the city packed with visitors, there was not a single room left. After being turned away from several guest houses, someone finally offered them a place where animals were kept. It was simple, dusty, and certainly not the kind of place you did not expect to welcome a newborn. But there, under the dim light of a lantern and the quiet breath of sleeping animals, Mary gave birth. The child was wrapped in clothes and laid in a manger, a filled with hay. There was no fanfare, no hospital, no midwife, just a silent night in Bethlehem. That same night, out in the field near Bethlehem, some shepherds keeping watch over their sheep, and what they experienced changed their lives forever. TikTok newsmen had the chance to speak with Benel, one of the shepherds who was on the field that night. Here is what he told us. It was just a regular night. We had just settled down. I remember joking with the others, trying to keep ourselves awake. Then out of nowhere, the whole sky lit up. I am not talking about moonlight or fire. This was like daylight, only brighter. At first, we were terrified. We didn't know what was going on. But then a voice spoke, clear and calm. We were told something amazing had happened. A child had been born in Bethlehem. Not just any child, but the one we have all about since when we were young. The promised Savior. We couldn't just sit there. We had to see for ourselves. We left our sheep and hurried into town. We went from street to street, asking people if they had seen a couple with a newborn. Eventually, someone directed us to a stable behind a crowded guest house. Another shepherd said it was exactly as we were told. A man and woman sitting quietly with a newborn baby, wrapped up with and lying in a manger. The moment I saw the newborn baby, something inside me shifted. It is hard to explain. There was peace, a kind of warmth. I knew in that moment this wasn't just another baby. We couldn't keep it to ourselves. We started telling everyone. Some people didn't believe us, others were curious, but I will never forget that night. It is burned into my memory forever. Now, as people in Bethlehem heard what happened, they responded in many ways. Some were amazed, some confused, but some person, the mother, Mary, simply kept quiet. She listened to everything and knew those moments deep in her heart. This was a typical birth. There was no doctor, no security, no royal guides. Yet the birth of this child is already shaking the city. You may be wondering, why does this matter? Why is the birth of a baby in a stable so important? Because this birth was not random. People had been waiting for centuries for someone to come and bring hope, peace, and purpose. For the people of that time, life was hard. There was fear, poverty, and silence from God. But now, a new light had entered the world, quietly, humbly, but full of promise. Remember the shepherd shared what they saw. Some believed, some did not. Are you listening when others speak truth? Today's breaking story isn't just a history lesson, it is a reminder that even in the most unlikely moment, something beautiful can be born. A child came into the world in the quiet of night, no riches, no crown, yet he is changing lives even now. That is all from Team Talk News. I am Adeshino Anna. Until next time, stay watchful, stay kind, and never forget you are part of God's unfolding story. Thank you.